All right, for segment 2 today, which is really going to be a segment 1, but taking place during segment 2, is we are going to dive into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Transdimensional Adventures, and we are going to look at the vehicle rules. I don't exactly know what that entails because the next video will be vehicle combat, so I think this is just kind of the like, what is a control roll, what's going on. I skimmed it, I didn't read it, and I can't remember where one starts and the other ends. But we're going to look at the vehicle rules as presented in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Transdimensional Adventures, formerly from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Galaxy Guide, I think it was called. So let's take a look at those bad boys right now. I'm putting the segment 1 banner up because it's a read-through.
Okay.
Let's see, what page is this on? It is, nope, that's Dimensional Devices, Game Master Info, Adventures. Oh, here we go. So Vehicle Rules 131. Uh-oh, what's that on the screen? Honey Ice Stream.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go to the other video.
Well, this one, you know what I'll probably do? I probably will put Honey Heist up before these, so there you go. All right, so here are the vehicle rules as presented in the new version. Now, I have received a ton of pushback, mostly on the shorts, but occasionally on the read-throughs as well. So I want to be very, very clear with you guys. If this supersedes old Palladium rules, yes, it supersedes old Palladium rules. If this isn't what you're used to, correct, it isn't what you're used to. These are new, improved, updated, changed, worsened, whatever you want them to be called. But this is, as far as what's going to stick, throw crap at the wall, see it sticks. Permanently, I think most of it, but just in case something doesn't, this is presented in the new TMNT, and you probably want to use them going forward in your Ninja Super Spies games, maybe you're beyond the Supernatural games, anywhere you might go into a high-speed chase. So let's look at that now. First off, right off the bat, cruising speed is 75% of a vehicle's maximum speed. Easy to figure out. I don't know if that changes anything. Don't care if it does, but that's nice, easy, simple. Let's move on. Landcraft control roll. So what is a control roll in Palladium? A control roll is when you're driving and you don't want to skid out. It's when you're on, when the cops put the spike strips out there, you go pop, 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 and you still want to try to drive 100 miles an hour on the highway. Good luck with that after, maybe 30 seconds. So drivers are in constant danger of losing control of their vehicle. To avoid losing control, the characters must roll against their pilot skill. Control rolls are made for each of the following situations. Exceeding cruising speed. So anytime drivers exceed the cruising speed for the vehicle, there's danger of losing control. Every round of excessive speed requires a control roll. Does that seem a bit excessive to you?
Well, you have...
Every round?
I'd have to play it, but there are so many actions in a... Well, no, not in TMNT anymore. As long as it doesn't cost an action, I suppose I'm okay, but what if it costs an action? That would suck.
I would think it would cost an action because you have to focus on a control roll.
Yeah, but you're already driving. You just have to continue driving well.
Yeah, but it takes that extra effort. For me, the way I see it, and I could be wrong, we'll see if it comes up in here, is when you have to take that effort to actually perform the skill, that's at least an action, if not even more.
Yeah, then yes, every round would be excessive in my opinion.
Okay. Okay, I don't want to argue with the game yet because I don't even know what the rest of this says, but my quick in my brain says you'd make a control roll when the situation changes. So if you're just on the interstate, the Autobahn, and you're going above that 75%, I'll have you roll once, and then I'm not going to have you roll again until you do something that requires a roll.
Or the road has a pothole or whatever. Yeah.
An obstacle.
The situation changes.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's my take. That's not what the rules say, so let's move on.
Right.
Exceeding safe speed. Going too fast on any surface is dangerous. Every round traveling over 90 miles an hour on highways or the posted speed for areas with sharp turns, narrow space passes, etc. 60 miles per hour on roads or 30 miles per hour on streets and trails requires a control roll at a -5 penalty per speed class exceeding the safe speed. I'm sorry, I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time in speed class. But let me go up here and is this speed class? I think this is it. You know what? I'm not going to lie. I don't know what speed class exactly means because Oh yeah, okay. This is
Right
it.
there.
Yeah. So that's speed class. So if you're speed class 5, oh, I've already forgot what this is. So that's speed 110. So if the speed was it, if it's 60, right, and you're going 66 here. Actually, no, you're going 88. It'd be -5, -10, wouldn't it? One for this and then one for this.
Yeah.
At least that's the way it reads to me off the cuff. We'll read it again in just a moment to make sure I'm right. But you get the idea. If you're going 132, it's going to be a +1, 2, 3, +3 or 4. We'll go back and read it to find out exactly what it is. Or, sorry, not +3 or 4, -15 or 20%. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time in speed classes. I forgot that I had to show this to you. So there you go. You get the speed classes. Now back to, oops, here. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. So, zoom over. Thank you. So 60 miles an hour on streets, a control road, -5 penalty per speed class exceeding the safe speed. So, okay. So yeah, that class 3 exceeds this. So that'd be -5%. If you're going class 4, it'd be -10%.
This seems restrictive. Maybe it's supposed to be. Maybe that's the point. It seems very restrictive. Maybe that's the point. Make it harder.
Like you said
If so,
earlier,
it's doing a great job.
I would have to play it myself. My issue right now is only with the every round part.
Mm.
That's it. I can see some times when it would be every round. You're on a dirt road. You got Spy Hunter in front of you, and he's got an oil slick that's coming out of his exhaust. I'm sorry, you're going to say something? Or?
No. It's like, yeah, if the road conditions are literally constantly changing, then yeah, okay, makes
black
sense.
ice, snow, rain, yeah, okay.
Yeah, curves.
Exceeding maneuver speed. Every turn, swerve, or lane change made while exceeding cruising speed or road speed requires another control roll with a -10 penalty. I can actually attest to this as a driver. The first car that I totaled, okay, I've only ever totaled one car, but the car that I totaled 2 weeks after I got my driver's license was basically that. Me making a lane change. It was raining. It had kind of dipped. A little bit of water had pooled underneath that dip before it went up. I hit it, and the car lost control. And I wasn't even lane changing at that point. I just turned back into the lane. So I was going straight. But what is that, Heathen Dog? Is that not a change in the conditions?
It is, yeah. And hydroplaning sucks. I've also had an accident from hydroplaning.
I hydroplaned on sand. I didn't hit anything, but I was, and if Von Zark ever watches these, he was with me when it happened. It was 6 inches from some gas lines, but I hit the sand and my car kept going kind of straight when I meant to turn. And yeah, that was bad, but I didn't hit anything. Thank God on that one. So, all right. Driving in reverse. When attempting to drive in reverse at any speed over 25 miles an hour, make a control roll with a -30 penalty.
Mm.
I mean, I kind of get it, but wow, doesn't that seem excessive?
Yeah, all of this seems either a little bit or blatantly harsh.
What's funny is I don't know the control roll rules off the top of my head. I've used them before, like out of Roadhogs. That's where I get mine, but I know Ninja Super Spies has them, and so does Heroes Unlimited. I don't remember them being this restrictive, but maybe they were. Maybe they were, and I just don't remember. So I'm not going to complain. It's other than I've got a little squinty eye at this right now, going, And you've Palladium folks who are in chat. Let us know. This is the way Palladium's always been, or is this like, whoa, what's going on here? Where are we? Poor road conditions. This can include anything from rain to steep inclines, optional up to 30%. See road quality and obstacle table for specific penalties.
Okay, optional up to 30%. So it's completely up to the game master. It's like, okay, that's fine.
I mean, to me, every rule is, but that was completely unnecessary to say right there. But, hey, whatever. Avoiding obstacles. Swerving around any object requires a control roll at no penalty. If the swerve or dodge involves leaving the road surface, then the penalty is -40. Again, a bit high, but I do understand it.
Yeah.
So how do you Tokyo drift in this game?
Well, you don't leave the road, right?
Yeah, fair.
There you go.
I want my drifting. I by the way, I suck at drifting. You don't want me drifting anything.
No.
But you know what I can do?
Drifting into the afterlife.
I can whip some shitties in the snow though. Or I'm sorry, I'm supposed to call them donuts now. Landcraft loss of control table. Hinda, will you please get some percentile dice ready? Oh, he walked away.
Got it.
Okay. Go ahead and give us a loss of control roll.
Alrighty. 63.
63. You skid out of control and into an object. The vehicle takes half normal damage from this minor crash. Speed class is reduced 1d6 levels. Woo! See crash damage rules. So what does this 1d6 levels mean? Well, I was trying to avoid this, but I guess I'm going to do this. So let's just say he's got a car that goes speed class 8. So up to 176 miles an hour. Please roll me a d6.
Okay.
3. It now can only go 110.
Or it is now currently going a maximum of 110 because I've lost that much speed.
Right. Well, no, I think that's max speed. I mean, we'll look again, but I think that's max speed now. And that would also affect that 75% for cruising. But let's take a look. Let's see what it says here. Make sure I didn't read too much into that. Skid out of control and into an object. Vehicle takes... Oops, no, that wasn't you. Skid out of control and into an object. The vehicle takes half normal damage from its minor crash. Speed class is reduced 1d6 levels. Yeah, I mean, that's the vehicle.
That seems... But I don't get that. You know, unless I took frame, suspension, or engine damage, my maximum speed should not be changed. Just my current speed should be changed. So I don't understand that.
Well, it says see crash damage rules, and I think we're getting to that in this video. I think because I think this is going to be the longest of the 3. So we'll take a look at that. Just for the grins, can you just roll one more time?
Okay.
Let's get one more result. Just
9.
9. Oh, pothole. Ouch. Well, you know what? It is Palladium. They are in Michigan. They know about potholes.
Yep.
As somebody who's driven through Michigan, and I'm from Minnesota, Michigan's crazy with potholes.
Sure.
Sure. Vehicle slams into something and rebounds, or just as likely, the vehicle bottoms out, smashing the underside into broken pavement or pothole. Vehicle takes 46 points of damage to STC. Speed class is reduced by 1d6.
Yeah,
Bent
that one I
frame.
get because the potholes around here. I mean, hey,
There's sinkholes.
I broke a rim. All right, it was a pothole.
You didn't just break a rim. What kind of rim did you break?
Low profile carbon fiber, super expensive, made of gold apparently.
Well, something that maybe should be able to handle a pothole.
Yeah, but some potholes are different.
Michigan potholes
are different. Okay, now I have to have an aside here, just for everyone who has not been to Michigan. Michigan still is a huge manufacturer of automobiles, and car carriers have become so ridiculously large to carry so many cars at one time. We have the same road rules and construction guidelines as every other state in the union, but we have the concentration of car carriers in this state, especially the lower part, that destroys roads faster than anywhere else on the damn planet. Car carriers used to carry 6 to 8 cars maximum. Now they carry like 15.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember the last time I only saw 6 to 8. It's
Well, I'm talking like 40, 50, 60 years ago, right? But now they carry 18, maybe even 20, right? And that's way too much weight for a normally constructed road. You'd have to have a Roman road to handle that. So yeah, our roads are always crap, and they're being fixed every 2 years because they're built normal, but they're not worn normally. So yeah, I'm sorry. Go on.
No, you're good. So let's get out of control rules now. Now we're just going to talk about road quality.
Okay.
By the way, I'm going to star something here because I definitely want to address this later. Boop. Okay. On well-maintained highways, roll every 20 miles or 32 kilometers. For roads, streets, and trails, roll every 10 miles, re-roll or adjust the theme of the result if it doesn't match the region being traveled. During combat, the GM may want to roll more often. I don't know about that, but yeah, maybe. Go ahead and roll. This one doesn't matter too much, but let's just take a look at what you get.
16.
16. Excellent conditions. No problems. There you go. You're driving.
Awesome.
And then you could have a wreck. Road reduced to 1 lane, or we all love these, don't we? These days, you're trying to get to work. Road reduced to 1 lane or less for both directions. Driver has to constantly swerve around vehicles and objects. Okay, well, what the hell just happened? Minus 40% control roll penalties at speeds greater than 15 miles per hour. Losing control results in a crash. So you just get to add to the debris. Good job. This wreck sounds like a 2-foot snowstorm where nobody in Minnesota let anybody go home. It was kind of freakish. We knew we were going to get 2 to 6 inches, but all of a sudden we got a foot in like 2 hours, and now everybody's trying to get home, and dum-dums are driving too fast and slamming on their brakes to go around curves. This doesn't sound like a normal wreck. Like here in Alabama, when there's a wreck, I just sit there. Oh, I get to move forward a little bit? Okay. And it takes like, an hour and a half to get a mile. Because everybody has to rubberneck and nobody lets anybody in, and, it's Alabama. But hey. All right. Let's go down to watercraft control rules. That's right. You might be out there yachting, because you and your yacht club, you riches, you just had a big bank heist and you're celebrating right now, right?
Yep. Champagne on the boat.
Champagne on the boat. The big challenge with watercraft is that they have no effective braking system. A ship heading the wrong way can't do much more than kick in the drive system and try to veer her back up. If winds or waves start a ship rolling on its side, there aren't many ways to keep it steady. Make control rolls for the following situations. Avoiding a collision. I'm not going to read all these unless you really feel I need to, but no. Docking with a vessel. And docking, I will say, I don't know. This is interesting to me because I know people who don't have the boat maneuvering skill that always forget that you have to turn way early on a boat and then kind of drift it in a little bit.
Yeah. But, you have to cut power almost halfway through, or else you will overshoot or oversteer or overturn or whatever. Yeah, they don't get it because they haven't done it.
Right. But I also know people who can take these things, and I wouldn't even say need to roll.
Yeah, they just they got a beer in one hand. Their eye is swollen shut because they got hit with a fish, and they can still park a boat backwards, sideways in the dark with absolutely no problem. I've seen that too.
But I get it. I don't know about the the minus 10 penalty, but I don't have an issue with it. It's just I think everyone's going to be a little different on that. Exceeding cruising speed, backing up. I don't know, man. I guess if you're
minus 25, it doesn't give us speed. Like just backing up a little bit, control penalty minus 25. I don't know, man. Okay, no, I'm not.
I would say backing up and trying to get through maybe like I'm trying to back it up onto the dock so I can get it on my trailer, right? I could see something like that. Usually we pushed it, but I'm just saying I could see something like that. But just to back up.
Yeah.
Now, there could be an implication there. Of course, he means under duress and so forth, but it doesn't say that. So, we're going to have a little fun with it. But even I can put the thing in reverse and just go
back
on the river.
Yeah.
Exceeding cruising speed. That's just like before. Heavy chop. Moving in waters with heavy surf. That's only minus 5%. Okay.
Yeah. You would think that should be switched. Backing up and heavy chop should be switched with penalty.
Stormy waters. Control roll penalty changes according to how bad the storm gets. A standard rainstorm is only minus 5, kind of like the heavy chop. But an offshore hurricane can be as much as minus 50. Roll control every 5 minutes. Okay. Cutting away, a very sharp powered turn, usually made in combat to get in position for an attack. Is that like boat drifting?
Yeah, it's kind of like pointing, you're angling the boat to point the guns at the bad guy or at the guy you don't like.
Okay, Heathen Dog, you're horrible at boat driving. Tell us.
I'm horrible at boat driving. Let's kick this pig. 52.
Stall.
Oh, bull crap.
The engine. Hey, this is probably the best one you can get out of this. The engine stall or the sails become tangled and useless. The result is a total lack of power for 3d6 rounds. Make a control roll every round until the stall is corrected. So you're just drifting.
Right, well, yeah, but in a boat, there's only a few circumstances where that's even possible. So, okay.
Apparently here, there's a 20% chance of that happening.
Yeah, I don't. All right, okay. Whatever.
I don't know. I'm not a boater. I wouldn't know. Now, aircraft, we decided to give Eden Dog the keys, and I'm saying that intentionally, the keys to an airplane. Aircraft control roles are needed less because they avoid most surface obstacles, but high-speed crashes are...
Hopefully.
Right, well, yeah, that sudden stop at the end could be a bad day.
Yeah.
But high-speed crashes are often disastrous. Yes, they are. Takeoffs and landings, no penalty to the control role unless there are poor lighting, weather, runway, or other environmental conditions or potential aircraft mechanical failures. I wouldn't even... Am I wrong in thinking this? And Palladium folks out there, just let me know your thoughts as well. I would never have somebody even make... Not a trained pilot.
No, you're absolutely right. And the thing is, this is worded so you must make a control roll every time, no matter what.
Yeah.
That's how this is worded, which is ridiculous.
Because it says no penalty unless there are all these other things. Where for me, that's when
there'd be no roll unless there's all these other things. Yeah.
Okay. Low altitude flight only required when the vehicle is below nearby objects, trees, buildings, mountains. As you know, you're taking your helicopter and you're trying to go between the skyscrapers. I get that.
Yeah. Or you decide, barnstorming can be fun. Then
I was going out there and I was trying to dust the crops a little bit, and I just saw those doors open, and I was like,
I said, you know what? The other side's probably open too. I'll do it.
Surprise! The kid went in there and shut it on you.
Yep.
Supersonic atmospheric flight. In atmosphere, it speeds over Mach 5. There's a penalty for all control rolls and maneuvers equal to the vehicle's Mach speed.
Okay.
Attempting...
I'll go with that.
Attempting a maneuver at Mach 6 is a -6 penalty. That's it. Okay, cool. At Mach 40?
At Mach 40, you make a wrong turn, you're in space.
You're like that. What is it, that Stargate episode when they're like, well, Command, we're out here in space. We're drifting now. Atmospheric travel is limited to Mach 100. Really?
No,
you don't
it's
say.
Not. Oh, okay. Okay, no, it's a game.
Yeah.
Mach 100, I think the air around you would be on fire.
Right. I mean, could you imagine the heat on that?
Yes,
the friction?
You would be dead. But
hey, remember, this game goes into space, and you got TCRI aliens and the Triceratons and whatever the hell they're called, and you've got aliens out there that might have materials that can handle
Mach 100 is 76,000 miles per hour.
What is this? What is escape velocity? It's 35,000, isn't it?
Oh, I got a better one. At what temperature does the air catch fire?
How fast do I need to go to do that? Well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to keep going here. But that sounds like it's twice escape velocity.
At what speed does the air catch fire? Mach 3.
Really?
Well, it says the air itself doesn't catch fire, but extreme speed causes air compression and friction, generating intense heat that ignites objects or the air around it. Typically beginning around Mach 3.
I'm going to say, because the SR-71 went faster than Mach 3.
Yeah, where temperatures can reach hundreds of degrees Celsius, like during spacecraft reentry, but it's the object, not the air, that burns due to the rapid heating. Aerodynamic heating starts at Mach 3.
Okay.
So that's Mach 100, you're just dead.
Unless you're in an alien craft.
An alien spacecraft. All right, sure. Fair.
All right, here's the crash damage stuff that we said we'd come back to. When a vehicle crashes, the occupants, the vehicle itself, and whatever it struck all take different amounts of damage. In all cases of a vehicle crash, crew wearing protective clothing only take half damage. See crew suits on page 69. We're not going to worry about that now, but there you go. Characters wearing seatbelts or other restraining straps take 1d6 damage for every 20 miles per hour of the crash. Anyone not wearing a seatbelt, including passengers of vehicles without seatbelts like motorcycles, jet skis, air bikes, etc., just roll percentile dice.
Yeah,
look at that.
Let's go. 50.
By the way, I love that. 50 thrown. Oh,
damn it.
The unfortunate characters ejected from the vehicle usually bounce around outside the environment, taking 2d6 damage per 10 miles per hour.
Holy crap. Seatbelts save lives, kids.
For vehicles with armored passengers, you're gonna be splatty splat on the inside.
Yep. You're gonna have to wash out the inside.
Crew are only ejected on a 96 to 100. Otherwise, they stay within the vehicle. Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
But you would
if
take
it's
the
an armored
1d6.
vehicle,
Yeah.
your body just bounces around the inside, and you take 1d6 damage per 10 miles an hour instead of 2d6 damage per 10 miles an hour. But if you're in a 50-mile-an-hour crash, 5d6 damage is no joke.
Right.
Of course, 10d6 is worse, to be fair.
Yeah, 5d6 is average of what? So 2.5. So wait, that'd be 5. Yeah, 5, 10, 15. So average of 15 points of damage. I mean, a size 6 character has 30 SDC, and then you have hit points after that. So, I mean, 50 miles an hour, you should be fine, right? Unlike all the cop shows that I watch where an accident's 50 miles an hour and somebody's not wearing a seatbelt is a skid mark, or somebody that, well, he had extensive injuries. He survived, but he recovered after 6 months in the hospital.
He has 17 plates in his head and a bionic arm. So that's fun.
Steve Austin, we created him. Vehicle damage is, by the way, I'm not complaining about that stuff. I want to be very clear. Palladium is a cinematic game, so that doesn't bother me that much. Now, vehicle damage is based on relative speed. Oh, great. Do we actually have to know Einsteinian physics here?
No. You just have to, your speed minus the speed of the thing you hit. What's the difference? Here we are.
When something hits a stationary object, only worry about the speed of the moving object. When two moving objects meet, whichever does the most damage determines the actual damage, round up in all cases. Okay. So faster, bigger one gets it. And you can see it on there. Heathen Dog already talked about his jet ski finesse here. So if he hits somebody, mashes into somebody else with a jet ski, it's 1d6 per 10 miles per hour. But let's just say that he tried to jump a train. He's like, he's got that jump, he's ready to go, and he's going to Evel Knievel this thing over the train. But it doesn't work out. And the train is going 100 miles an hour because he needed that long thing to get underneath him while he was up and coming down, right?
And me on the jet ski, let's say I'm going 30.
Yeah, the jet ski 100% isn't even relevant anymore.
Well, but it's relevant in the speed calculation. So it's a 70 mile per hour variance. So it's actually 7d4 times 10 damage I take.
Well, the way I read this here, and maybe I'm wrong, is it's just whichever one does more damage, that's what you do.
Yeah, but you still calculate the relative speed.
Nah, I think you might be going too far. I mean, you might be right, but it seems like you're going one step too far in this. But I mean, either way,
I'm dead.
Yeah, you've got 1d, so you've got 3d6 for you, and then 1d4 times 10. We says 100 miles an hour, so that's 10d4 times 10. So let's just say 1d40 or 1d4 times 100 points of damage. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yep, that's going to be an average of what, 250 damage. I'm probably dead.
And then you got the aircraft damage table here, and note that at speeds exceeding Mach 1, damage is doubled. Just want to be clear here. How fast do you think that you're flying in a typical just jumbo jet?
A jumbo jet? I think it's like, what, 550, 530?
What about a Cessna? Cessna's, I mean, little
Cessna,
slower.
they're between like 90 and 130.
Oh, I thought they're fast. I thought they're in like 300 range.
No.
I'm not talking
the newer Cessnas are closer to 130, but they are not fast.
That's weird. I could have sworn that
they're made to be fuel efficient, not fast.
Okay. So, if he's going 130 miles per hour, the lowest amount of damage it's going to be is 13d4. So don't mash stuff with a plane, folks.
No.
Now, what happens when Heathen Dog goes, each pedestrian gives me 10 points? And he wants to ping pong all of them.
Love it.
So vehicle to pedestrian combat. Hitting a moving object or creature requires a strike roll from the vehicle pilot. To avoid being hit, the target must successfully dodge. Unconscious characters and stationary objects do not dodge.
Fair enough. One of them, hit and run trees. No.
The tree jumped out in front of me. Vehicle to pedestrian damage. Anything hit by a vehicle takes the full damage from the relevant vehicle damage table according to the vehicle type and speed. However, excuse me, regardless of the vehicle type and speed, the vehicle itself also takes impact damage, depending on the size of the pedestrian. So size level 3 to 8, I'm guessing that's mutant size level. So
Yeah.
humans are considered 10 on average. It's like an 8 to 12 thing, but 10 on average. Mutants, kind of baseline at 6 and up. So we'll just go with this right here. It's 1/3 of the vehicle damage dealt.
Okay. And if you're going 50 miles an hour and you're on a motorcycle, that's probably going to be a D6. It's probably be 5d6 damage to the pedestrian and 1/3 of that to the vehicle.
Yeah. All right. Note, vehicles with ram prows take no damage from size 18 or less. Size level 19 or larger still crash even with the ram prow. I mean, size level, what are dinosaurs? Dinosaurs go up to like 30. I think an elephant is 20 if I remember correctly. Anyway. Crash example. Do we want to read the example? Give these folks a fine
We're
idea
fine.
here? What's that?
Nah,
Okay. You blame Heathen Dog if you wanted that example.
blame Heathen Dog.
And the chase. I think this is the last thing we're covering here for this segment. In just about every movie, there's a chase scene. That's when one party hops into the nearest vehicle and speeds off with the second party in hot pursuit. The speed class of the vehicles is important, but skill is more important because winning these chases is usually a matter of losing pursuit. Each losing pursuit maneuver requires a control roll. Wow.
Yep.
The pursuer must also pass a control roll, but at a penalty of minus 20%. That's because the vehicle doing the chasing doesn't get to pick the time and place for the maneuver, so the pursuer is forced to follow with quick, often risky moves.
Fair.
Do you think that 20% is kind of high, though?
I would have gone 10, but that's just, a variation of a rule that I agree with. I do.
No, I agree with the rule as well. To be fair, I
Yeah.
agree with the rule as well. I just think the penalty is
Yeah.
kind of high.
I do think it's kind of high, but I don't disagree with the rule, so I'm going to let it go.
Okay. Each time a fleeing vehicle is caught, the pursuer can force a round of vehicle-to-vehicle combat, at the end of which survivors can initiate more losing pursuit maneuvers. Well, let's find out what these losing pursuit maneuvers are. The sudden turn. The fleeing vehicle makes a sudden and unexpected turn. Standard control roll with minus 20% for pursuers. Question, we haven't got there yet, I don't think, anyway. And if we have, then it doesn't tell. If losing, what do you think losing pursuit means? Oops,
It means getting away.
So if for whatever reason you make your control roll and the chaser doesn't, that means you're gone?
No, there usually there is a point where he loses sight of you. If you lose sight of someone and you can't immediately get them back into sight, I would say now you've gotten away. Or you go to a place that the pursuer cannot follow.
Okay.
Like if you are driving a transformer and he's not, you transform into a plane and you fly away, well, the car is not going to be able to effectively chase you anymore.
Yeah, I guess I watch too many cop videos, and I'm like, I see people do all types of maneuvers trying to duck cops and so forth, and very rarely does it actually happen.
Yeah, the main thing getting away from a cop is speed.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
Speed.
And them having to call off the speed in
Yeah.
high traffic where they have to call it off.
Yeah.
By the way, don't do that in Arkansas. They don't care who's around. They will pit maneuver you and knock everybody else around like ping pong balls. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Speed. If they just can't catch up to you, you're more likely to win.
So, all right. Cutting traffic using a temporary. I just one thing I want to say. I understand if somebody want to say, well, what about the argument of well, cops are trained for that. I know some cops have trained a little bit for it, but it isn't something they do every day.
Yeah. Yeah, they're if you think that police officers have continuing ongoing training like every, month or 6 months or a year on everything they've been trained in, you're in a dream world. No. No. The only thing they train in fairly often is marksmanship And still,
Well, even then, a lot of them do it on their own.
yeah, I'm doing their own. So, you know, whatever. But car chases in places like small towns and stuff like that, no.
I
No.
mean, I want to be very clear. I'm also not saying that you can't get away, and it is cinematic. It is cinematic to be able to get away. Okay, I don't have a lot of issues. I just think across the board here. Maybe Sean will yell at me about this. I don't know. I just across the board think that the penalties seemed a bit steep for me, especially when characters start with like a 60% or 50%. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But, you know, maybe that's the point.
You're right. That could be the point.
Yeah. That could be exactly what he was shooting for.
All right, cutting traffic using a temporary gap in traffic. Quick! You can just fit between those huge trucks. The fleeing vehicle makes a sudden turn. The fleeing vehicle makes a control roll at minus 15%. The pursuer's control roll is at minus 35. And if you do it right, you cut in between the trucks, and then you slow way the hell down. They pass you, and then you go, and then you
take
cut
the next exit, and you're gone.
Or you cut across the highway, the median.
And you're going the other way.
Going the other way. A slow speed chase. Okay, OJ. Driving into a traffic jam, the fleeing driver attempts to lose the vehicle chasing him. Any lost control roll automatically results in a very low speed collision. Okay. Standard control roll minus 20% for pursuers. I just call that Alabama traffic. Got it.
Yeah.
Narrow escape. The fleeing vehicle drives through a narrow opening, barely wide enough or not quite wide enough if the pursuing vehicle is wider. It may be impossible for it to follow. You scraped your doors, but guess what? He went, and he's now stuck there. Dang you kids!
Yeah, you're in a Pinto, and he's in a Land Cruiser. You got in that alley and got out. He got in that alley, and now he lives there.
Right? Especially if he's going at enough clip where he's actually stuck and like
stuck, where he can't get out. Yeah.
Oh, they have that trunk thing now, don't they? Where it's like you have to be able to like open up the back seat.
Yeah. You can lower the back seat and get out. But in the old days, if you didn't have a sunroof, that's where you live now.
One way of escaping pursuit is to leave the roadway and take to the wild areas or pedestrian areas like marketplaces, sidewalk cafes, and shopping malls. I used to do that to hit skateboarders. I say that out loud. Loss of control roll means some kind of impact, usually with loose objects or people. Going up or down stairs requires a separate and additional control roll at a penalty of minus 40. Otherwise, control rolls are standard with 20% for pursuers. I never went up and down stairs.
Okay. No, I don't even know why they gave all this sidewalk cafe, shopping malls. Everyone knows that if you fail a control roll off-road and you're on a sidewalk or you're in a parking lot, you are going to hit somebody carrying a pane of glass from one point to another, and that's what happens. Everyone knows that, so stop it.
Oh, or you're going to hit the fruit stand.
Oh, yes. Fruit, cabbages, whatever. Yep, it's going down. Yep. Sometimes, for some reason, there's a giant pile of empty boxes. I don't know why, but there sometimes is. That's the way it is.
All right. Well, with that, that is the end of this. So that's what control rolls are for. Again, we quibbled about some of the percentages and whatnot and when you should roll, but ultimately, I think it gives you, as I like to say about Palladium, it gives you a good framework. It doesn't have every little thing that you might do, but man, it actually covers quite a bit of them, more than I was even kind of expecting. So I think it's generally a really good area to reference for your control rolls. And if the characters try to do something weird, you can always look it up in here. Or if you understand them well enough, you don't even have to look it up. You just say, you know what, that's going to be a control roll minus 15%. And make the roll. And if they make it, something happens. If they don't make it, something else happens. I generally like what it says here. And between me, you, and everything else, this was actually written very well. Like I wasn't stumbling over words this time. So, all right. Did you start? I start a couple things, but did you start anything?
A couple. I start a couple. Here we go.
Cool.
Like this table isn't getting resolved without an open book while playing. Well, that's the game master's deal. I mean, Max, as a game master, photocopied pages of the book as handouts for us sometimes. I'm sure he would do that for himself as well.
Yep.
So yeah.
No, well, here I'll come back to you on this, Heathen, in case you want to add more. I think you might. I understand what you're saying, and I understand that's the 4D mantra. It is a game. It is not a LARP session. It is not improv. It is a game. And so I will stand by the fact that while I do love my role playing, there's a game aspect to it too, and I'm going to play a game which comes with rules, which sometimes we have to look something up. I love tables. I do. I love tables. I actually like tables more than a freaking compendium of just rule after rule after rule after rule after rule. I like something that I can quickly roll, look at. That's what happens. Absolutely love that. A little less thinking on my part, or I can take that and I can turn that into something great. I understand that like I said, the 4D mentality is to throw the books away and it's just all there. I don't agree with you guys. It is not a session that's just improv back and forth. And I know you guys don't like it when I say that term, but that's just to get the visual out there for folks. That's how I'm going to express it. It is meant to be a game, and sometimes you have to reference something. It's only when referencing things, like you're referencing every little dang thing, or every round you got to look another thing up. Then it's a problem, and then I would say, hey, the game master needs to learn the game a little better.
There is an argument to be said that, oh, well, every round you do have to look everything up. Yeah, except it's all on the same page.
Oh, you know what?
Keep that page open.
Phil, if I misrepresented you, because I've had enough of these conversations with Crispy and Mr. Max and so forth, if I misrepresented you, I apologize. It's just in my conversations with you guys, this is how it always comes up. And Noadis, I think his name was, the German dude. You guys like to blast me over this. Shouldn't have books open. So if I misrepresented you, I do apologize. I will say that right here. But I took it in the direction that you guys usually go. Yes, a GM shield is really good.
All right. So Phil the Thrill says, is the stall corrected after 3d6 rounds, or are we making a skill check to correct that? From if you want to look it up again, but I remember the table, and it seems like it's 3d6 rounds and you correct it. You don't have to roll again.
Stall. There's stall. So let me, can I zoom in one more? I can. Forced to make sudden stop, car stalls out, getting it going. Yeah, you just get it going again.
You just get it going after 2d6 rounds. There's no speeding up. There's no slowing it down. That's when it happens. All right. And we have BioKiddo saying, see, this is a good example of how they need an opposed skill system. I'm gonna
it already is. It's baked into this.
Yeah.
You make a control roll, they make a control roll, usually at a negative. Some things require opposed rolls. Prowl is not one of them.
Yeah. Arm wrestling is.
Oh, he said it was the water one.
Okay. The water one? All right. I don't know what the water one is.
Severe stall. In his stall and useless, the result is a total lack of power for 3d6 rounds. Make a control roll every round until the stall is correct.
Oh, that's because you're still drifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in the water. You're still, if you're stalled on land, you're rolling or you're stopped, especially after a round or two, you're stopped. But if you're in the water or in the air, you still have to control the vehicle somewhat because you still have motion.
Yeah. You have somebody getting an oar out. Hey, slow us down. Before you do that one, I want to follow up here real quickly with this one here, just because it's part of what we were talking before. Well, the negative should be relative to the skill. It is. So a control roll, and I think you know this, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but a control roll is just a generic term for your driving skill, your piloting skill, whatever. So if you have driving automobile and you're driving a car, and I've got driving truck and I'm driving a truck, that would be the skill.
Your control roll.
Right.
All right.
Okay, that's. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Stop it. We have. I'm late to my first live stream of you guys. Oh,
but you're here now.
Yes, you're here now, and that's what matters.
And I'm sure you're aware, but in case you're not, the cool part about you being here is you're going to see the banter we have in between segments.
Yes.
But really, the meat of the topic becomes a video anyway. So you haven't missed out on it. You have not missed out on Honey Heist, sir. You just have to wait until Monday for it. So there you go.
Or you can just rewind.
Well, that works until a little bit after the stream ends when I turn that function off.
That's fair.
And make it members only. But yeah. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. All right. So where's my... There it is right there. Cool. So the next thing we're going to talk about, as I think I can make it shown on the screen there, is we're going to talk about vehicle combat. I think these next two are going to be shorter. I hope so. But we're going to talk about vehicle combat, and we're going to see if any of our complaints, our issues, our quibbles, or even the stuff that you guys set up there, if that's going to be clarified or better understood, or we're corrected because we're bad people. We'll find out about that in the next episode. Look forward to seeing you guys then.